Hello YouTubers, I am RandomMan. This is the Random Game with Interjection Man, one of my random friends. He will say a word, phrase, or question which I will randomly respond. Shoot.
RandomMan, your random phrase is 9/11 conspiracy.
9/11 conspiracy. It's a good topic. Very poor on what happened with people. But let's take it to the dark side really quick. There was a family dispute on oil barons in the Middle East, from Texas and the Midwest, possibly Missouri, well, Halliburton and maybe some Texas folks. There's always a superpower conflict of resources of the world and metals and who controls what in territory and how to control the masses from those resources. So the British Empire and the Roman Empire have a habit of putting bases all over the world, and then they break back down towards a small republic. Well, America seems like it's kind of doing the American Empire. It's kind of morphed that way. And so what we have is bases. Boom, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Afghanistan, spreading our bases out all over the world. I think we got over 600 installations. So now we're looking like global empire police, or is it just for resources? So this big explosion back to 9/11, was that the trigger to allow all those bases to start popping up everywhere to control the Middle East, so we could have an excuse to go to war? These are some questions in the conspiracy on war and resources.
That's a good question. Interjection Man?
I think that the 9/11 is just to create a big bully, to give some people something to fear, to give people a reason to give up their liberties for safety, such as the Patriot Act and other things that were national security and things that were brought in right after 9/11 to allow us to open those doors, to go beyond the Constitution, for us to allow whoever it may be to get into our personal business, to keep an eye on what we're doing.
Random Man?
Giving up liberty for security seems to be a big ongoing growth. I'm a former security guard, and I know when there's an overkill to police and security. We have tons of security across the U.S. Now we have Homeland Security messing with the cops, just like martial law is about to take over everywhere. And then all they have to do is throw a few bombs and set up people once in a while. More police, more peace, tick us off more, so we vote or not vote, and they just control us that way. It's a big conspiracy. The 9/11, they could have framed Arabs. They could have been Israelites, just so we would go after Arabs to make Israel better. Who's to know they didn't steal their IDs, What if they weren't Arabs?
Wrapping up, Interjection Man?
I just think that if you create a fear, you make people think that the things that our security enforcement teams are trying to help us, when in fact they're trying to control us. You make people think they're doing the right thing by hurting people, helping people, allowing people to put people in a certain place so they can go take care of the threat. And people will be all for that, and it will allow us to think that we are being safe when actually we are being herded like cattle.
One last statement. There's that old Bible verse that applies to the valley of death is like overkill to security of the whole U.S. and the world is, as we walk through the valley of shadow of death, fear no evil. That goes for walking through terrorists or security, cops. We cannot fear evil at all. So we are the security. We are the Homeland Security. We don't need more security. We need less security and more trust. Start preaching trust of each American. That no fear, massive trust destroys all the bad guys.